Hello, and welcome back to the Cove with more Surviving Mars Green Planet. We just sent off a shuttle, which is rather good because we have a great dust storm. Yes, we have another one coming our way, and we decided we wanted to make some money as we should, so we managed to get that out with a full payload nonetheless. So we are very happy about that. So our money's about to boom by another good $1 billion, which is
Sector
quite nice.
scanned.
Looks like that this is the storm has arrived. Let's just quickly pause for 2 seconds. Now at this stage it looks like we're still producing 5 more power than necessary. I take that is a good thing. That probably means, yeah, we're making some solid production here with our wind turbines. I think we're just going to stay with what we've got at this stage. We'll go ahead and use the concrete extractor during the day, but not at night. And then, well, we still want to keep these up and running, but it doesn't look like it's draining our power too much. So we'll leave things be for now and see how this goes. Now, unlike the last time, it does look like we have a decent amount of water. We're losing a slight amount here and there. We have 2 days worth,
Research
but
complete.
it looks like we have 2.5 days worth of water. So that should be safe there. We also have, let's see, oxygen. That is more than a week's worth. We should be safe in that regard. And so that's all looking rather nicely. Alright, but either way, it looks like our scan has completed somewhere. So let's just see. I think that was, whereabouts? Up over here, maybe? I can't quite remember. I feel like this is a new research area tag, but we'll leave it be. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're working our way south a little bit. Oh well. Let's see. Do we want to continue with all of this? Or do we want to just clear out this last little section up top? You know what? There's not very much remaining up in this top quadrant, so let's go ahead and we'll add them back onto the list. And we'll finish this out, and then we'll make our way south again. Shouldn't be, it's not a real big deal one way or the other. It's just what we can be bothered doing. Alright, but either way, we did go ahead and just finish our low G engineering, which is fantastic news. This now opens us up to be able to now build medium-sized domes. So that does mean we are barely couple of tiles from being able to have multiple research bonuses. Well, that is unfortunate, but it could be worse. I think we'll definitely end up building something back here at some point. We could go ahead and get the research site as well as the others. But for now, yeah, it says that this is uneven, which is kind of peculiar. Alright, so either way, we'll get to that at some point. I think we'll probably go... What else would we do? Trigon Dome. You know what? That is rather ideal. That is all of the science. Yeah, research site. All research will be boosted by 40%. Wow. Okay, well, I guess it was a very good thing that we tried out some new domes. Power consumption would be 20, water and air by 1.5 apiece. Nothing too ridiculous though, and it is only 100 concrete. 15 polymers, that does cost us a couple more than regular, but not by an outstretched, not by a ridiculous margin. And then the metals, but that's not an issue at all. Okay, so that looks promising. Realistically, I don't think that there's any other better options. Cheaper but less habitable. Yeah, I think for the science, we have to go with the Trigon Dome. May not be the most optimal for too many people, but it will have to do. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and we'll place that down there. The question is, though, I really do want those extra science bits and pieces, but I don't want an insignificant sized dome either. Part of me wonders whether we should almost make a dedicated farming dome or something close to those We could build a microdome. That wouldn't be the most ridiculous. Double up on a little bit of research for after we've finished. There'd be enough room for housing, some amenities, and whatever have us. And that is fairly cheap. It doesn't cost us any polymers. And you know what? I don't think we have any research sites at this stage. Let's just double check that. Let's see, education and research. Yeah, research lab. Okay, so we would need that, but before we do that, we need a university to get scientists. I don't think it's in our best interest to make that Trigon Dome. No, I think we go for a smaller dome here, and we fill that up. Yeah, I think that's going to be what we do. So let's go ahead and we'll build... Well, that microdome wouldn't be terrible. I think that only leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. That'll give us enough for amenities, some housing. That's 2 of them gone. We probably don't need a farm. We can build some outside ones if necessary. Yeah, I think we could make it work with a smaller dome. Not necessarily as, Yeah, I think we might just go with microdome for now. And then at some point in the future, we can maybe make this a schooling zone or something along those lines. Yeah, schooling and research, that's probably not a bad thing. So we'll go ahead and we'll build this here. Let's make sure everything is within our radius. There we go. So that's our metals, our science, and our what is that? That drone hub. Go ahead and build that there. Yeah, I think that's not a bad way to go. That also means with our expanding numbers, we can shuffle a couple of them across. They're still close to our landing pad, so we don't have to worry about that either. Yeah, I think this isn't going to be a bad thing for us. This should be rather good, and again, only concrete and metals is particularly cheap and efficient. So I'm happy with that. Alright, so we will eventually need to chuck that into the life support grid. That's nothing too ridiculous though. I think we'll go ahead and we will create an oxygen tank as well as a battery. Just actually, you know what? No, the battery doesn't even matter because we have the unbreakable cables. We'll never have any losses, so we may as well just build them outright. Not to mention they don't even cost us materials to build. Yeah, I think that seems decent enough. But either way, looks like we have something coming to our attention, some info wars. So let's see what's going on there. Commander, an unknown rival is streaming propaganda videos at us. Videos aimed at inciting discord between several classes of colonists. Some are aimed at factory and extractor workers, claiming a culture of elitism that gives scientists, medics, and the likes privileged status within the colony. Others are meant to agitate the same medics and scientists, with some clips claiming that many of the unpopular decisions the leadership of the colony has made are because of pressure put on by the factory workers. Until we get our firewalls running again, we can block only a few channels. Some will have to remain online for a short duration, which they can and will be watched by many colonists. Alright, so medics and scientists with morale, or geologists and engineers. Right now, I don't think we have any scientists, and I think we only have maybe 2 medics. So realistically, we know where we need to go. We're going to go ahead and we're not going to agitate the factory workers. And it is what it is. Alright, well, either way, we'll sort things out as time goes by. So let's see, we've got that up and running. This is taking a little bit of time, that's no surprises there. How are our drones going? You know what, we have a couple of spares. Let's take 5 of them and assign them to this commander for now. They'll probably start helping with the growth of that dome. So that'll be all sorted. Complete. There's our low fungi completed, which is excellent. So now we can build those out of dome farms. Let's see, productivity training for geologists and engineers. That's what we want with the rare metals coming our way. Greenhouses. That's not bad. We do want to start working on some of the terraforming and then education. Okay, so at that point then, what do we need to go for? Amplify will probably be rather nice. Secure our money making nice and effectively. We could also go ahead and pick up, what is this? A medical center spire. Ooh, well that would save us a bit of trouble. Yeah, save us at least one building, not to mention it would... I think there's an upgrade that this gives us better comfort as well. Yeah, larger capacity and more effective than in the infirmary. And then paired with this, we could also help us with morale. Yeah, colonists in domes with a spire have increased morale. That's not bad. The question is, what do we want to do? I think, yeah, we've done everything that's further up higher. That's good. Landscaping projects aren't exactly necessary right now. Same with the dozer. I think we'll go for... I feel like maybe the supportive community could be beneficial. Yeah, we want to avoid as many breakdowns as possible, and we don't want those floors if we can help it out. So we'll go ahead and pop that there. And then I think we go for the medical center. That'll give us a little bit of extra space. That'll be useful in the long run. Oh, you know what? Better residences as well. That's also not a bad idea. Well... yeah, microdomes have improved comfort in basics as well as barrel domes. That's really not bad. Same with the, what is it? I thought there was something else. Maybe apartments? Or was there another social one? Oh well, you know what? It really doesn't matter right now. Let's just go for the amplification. That's going to be important. We'll do that last though. We'll work on our engineers and geologists. We'll start working on some education. Then we'll go to our greenhouse support and then back to money. I think that's going to be the best way of making the best long-term progress. Alright, let's just double check and see that everything is still lasting properly. Stored water is apparently only lasting for a day and 5 hours. Well, that's a little bit dodgy. What have we got here? 2, this goes to 2.4. Okay, so we're going to have, let's see. No, it doesn't really change much of anything now, does this? I don't know what to do there. That's not going to change much. What other way could we go ahead? Oh, you know what? We'll turn off our fuel refinery. That does consume a little bit of water. Yeah, and we already have 55, so we can go ahead and refuel straight away with no penalties. That takes us, that takes us to a much better output with our water. Okay, easy enough to work around. Looks like we have a leak that is somewhere. There we go. That is there. Let's see. Larger networks will malfunction more often. We can't delete it or anything. Let's quickly take a drone. Hey there, buddy. Can we go ahead and tell you to repair? Okay, let's why? Pipe leak is in this room. Yeah, let's go ahead and command you to... no, not get resources. No. I do not understand why I cannot command my little drone to go ahead and repair. You know what? Hopefully one of the other ones should be relatively alright. There... Yeah, we should be fine. We are losing a whole stack at the moment, which would only last 18 hours, but I think...
Funding received.
I think that should be a priority. Alright, there is an extra $1 billion. That helps us out nicely. Come on, guys. Surely someone is able to... How on earth do we not make this work? Oh no, there is. There's already a fellow there fixing it. Okay. Very good, very good. Hopefully that hasn't hurt our situation too much. Oh, we're 4 hours out of water. Ah, bother. Should have turned off the fuel refineries just a little bit sooner. So that should be alright. Hopefully I don't think it'll cause too much trouble. The moisture evaporators will come back online fairly quickly. None of them seem to need any extra maintenance starting up. So that should be fairly good. Yeah, what we need is... yeah, we just need a little bit more. But that's alright. We'll chuck another one of them over by this dome as well. Make sure that they have access to water. I don't think we'll have to worry too much with water issues. Yeah, we'll just have to get things as they get fixed. Are there any other buildings? I'm trying to remember now if there's anything that we are consuming unnecessarily. Fuel refineries, those are turned off. You know, what we could do is just go ahead and turn off the farm. That would tank at least one run of food, more or less. Because I think people have to be there right at the very end. You know what? We're going to turn off the farm. I would rather not run out of any life support at any point. We still have plenty of food, so this isn't going to hurt us. Yet resources are low. That's no surprises there. That's going to be a bit of an issue. It does look that... Sorry, it does look like our small parts... machinery. Yep, I clicked on that accidentally. We're producing 1.1 per day. So metals is... Sorry, machine parts are unnecessary. We are slightly outproducing our consumption. So yeah, that little dome is making good on its purpose. Let's see what else. We have 2 unemployed people. Oh dear. And we're maxed out on housing space. Okay, let's go. Of course, yeah. We told these people not to work there. For now, let's go ahead and we'll open up the diner. Yeah, and I guess we'll kick people to wherever they need to go as we micromanage things a little bit better. Oh, there goes the dome, so that's now sorted. That is very nice. Let's see. We need 5 power to keep that thing up and running. Well, that's not bad. Let's go ahead and tell our little drones to set this thing into the grid. Let's go with our power cables. We'll go straight from here and... yeah, adjacent to buildings with power... That should be fine. Let's go ahead and just tie that in. In fact, let's go for a straight line. Just keep things nice and easy. That seems to have cost us power. Oh, right. And yeah, life support. Okay. Don't know why that tutorial is popping up, but it is what it is. These guys. Now, what do we need here? We need housing. All right. So let's have a bit of a look. Let's go for... now what do we want? I guess we could chuck in a pipe valve and kind of segment these if necessary, but I don't think... yeah, have them connected and then have a toggle switch from the rest of the grid just in case something goes awry down the track. It's not the worst idea. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll put one of these air tanks about there. That should be good. And then what else do we need? We'll need... Don't necessarily need the Moxie. We're definitely outproducing what we need. We will need another moisture vaporator, I'm going to assume, at some point. So we might need to worry about that. Oh, one dome without life support. You know what? That's okay. Let's go ahead and turn this off so we don't get that alert unnecessarily. Let's also go ahead and we will store a water tower. That would be a reasonable choice. Pop that there. And then... yeah, buildings. That's what we need. Oh, actually, you know what? We also need some basic storages. We're going to need at least a food depot. Make sure that these people always have access to food. Let's put this right about there. And then we'll also go ahead and we'll make a depot for... where is this? Rare metals. That'll be good for these. We'll pop that over there as well. We'll also need probably a couple of polymer... Do we need extra polymers or do we just go for a universal depot? Machine parts, electronics. Again, we're not going to need a whole stack of these. No, I think the main things is that we have a dedicated one for food and a dedicated one for the rare metals. And then at that point, we just go ahead and we build a basic storage. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we will put our food and metals there anyway. We'll have at least a desired amount of, I don't know, 3? Yeah, 3 seems reasonable. We'll turn off the fuel. We don't need that there. Seeds are nice. I guess we may as well. Although probably unnecessary. So we'll go ahead and fill up the other storage first. And the rest we can allow it to be. Alright, now what else do we want? We're going to want homes and education. Yeah, we can't do apartments. That's unfortunate. We could go ahead and chuck in a living complex, but again, they're not particularly large. I don't think that's in our interest. I think we'd prefer either living quarters. Hang on a second, which one's which? Oh, living complexes are the larger ones. Living quarters are the fancier ones, but smaller. If memory serves. You know what? If we could figure out... what did we have over here? I think that is just the living complex. Yeah, that'll be 14 people. I think that should be reasonable. We'll have a couple of jobs here. We'll need at least another medic. We don't need another farm. People working outside. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and we'll save for the high-rise apartments. I think that could be good here. We'll just wait a couple of days. Again, all of this has to take time anyway, so it's not a big deal whether we get it all sorted out right now. Yeah, we'll figure it out as time goes on. Alright, so we'll have...
Sector scanned.
Oh, sector scanned, that's fine. Oh, right, we need to rename the dome. So this dome, again, staying in with our precious gemstones. We have Ruby, which is where we're beginning, and I think we're planning on ending up with a bit of a green planet. So let's go with a... where is this? Change skin. There it is. Rename. Let's go ahead and call this Jade. Yep. From rubies to Jade. I think that is a rather good one. There we go. We now have 2 named domes. Alright, excellent. Let's see. We're not going to shuffle any of these resources around yet. We're not going to build out our life support pipe. We should be... or maybe we do. No, it's only pipes anyway. Let's go ahead and we'll tie this in over here. We can go... Okay, the game's being a little bit weird there. Do we just tie it into this building here? I think we do. Yeah, go ahead and do that, and then we'll build that there, connected to a building. buildings count as connecting into a grid, so I think that should be perfectly fine. Again, this is turned off, so we don't have to worry about it. We can happily add a toggle switch for allowing resources to go through. I think we'll go ahead and we'll put the toggle valve about here. You know what? We'll go there. Just keep that nice and short. Allow it through, but if something goes on, we can keep everything nice and close to these guys. Again, they don't need much more than that, so that should be safe. We'll allow that to stay up and running. We have enough water for a couple of days, so we are going to make it out of this all right, which is good. Yeah, turning off that turning off the farm was certainly the right way to go. In a couple of hours, we'll go ahead and turn that back on and make sure that that gets up and running, just so we can still get out a little bit of produce. We don't want it all going to waste. All right, so with that out of the way, I think we just go ahead and... Oh, right, we have a rocket back home. Do we want to bring in more people? That is the question. Okay, hang on a second. Maybe we're going to go for a double dome. That could be a bit of something. Let's see. Trigon dome. That would be our 3 for 3. All of the extra research that we need. We could tie that in fairly safely. I don't think it's necessarily the worst idea. You know what? That'll cost us a fair few polymers, so we will need more. Metals are a non-issue. Concrete's a non-issue. I think we might go ahead and do this. Wait, no, we still need to start making more money again because we're going to need to call in a couple of extra bits and pieces. And at the moment, if we go ahead and resupply, yeah, we can either do a cargo rocket or a passenger rocket. We do have a couple of resupplies. So let's see. I know we wanted at least an RC Safari. And then we'll definitely need a couple more polymers to make up for the amount that we are consuming. So that's all of this. And then, was there anything else we needed? Oh, prefabs. I think we needed a moisture evaporator. And I think that's probably about it. So that takes us to a 19 out of 20,000 kilo payload. We've got another drone hub. I think that's looking fairly good, but we'll just double check before we do anything. Can we make our own? No, we still need prefabs for this. Okay, so that's definitely more water that we need. We should be fine. We are producing more than we need. So an extra one will basically run straight to storage. That'll fill up all of these quite nicely. Yeah, I think it could be doable. We could also come back and wait for one more shuttle run. And you know what? I think that's probably the better way of doing it. So you know what? Let's go ahead and go back to our resupply. We'll send off a cargo rocket instead. We'll go ahead and pick up our prefab of the extra moisture evaporator. We'll go ahead and we will pick up that Safari since we have a much greater capacity here. We'll build up a couple of polymers. We'll be using 15, so this will take us back up to 15 by the end. Machine parts are fairly safe, but again, we'll make a couple of extra just in case. And I think that should do... Yeah, that should do enough. Yeah, we don't need more drones. We don't need another transport or explorer or commander. That is all pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and launch that. That'll be fine. We can land that down. We'll get more people soon, but worst comes to worst, we can always open these up and start getting a couple of residents to shuffle across. So that's not bad. We do, since we now have water back, let's make sure that we have our farm up and running. We'll go ahead and we will kick you and you out of there. That should be... Hey, there we are. All right, people are here. We'll make some food. So that's that sorted. Power's died down a little bit, but that's okay. It is nighttime. We have a decent amount of rare metals thanks to these two. I think we're fairly well off. Yeah. All right, so other things. What do we need? We are now beginning to increase our supply here. We're working on our oxygen as well. Yeah, oxygen seems to be expanding at a decent pace. We're going to keep the fuel refineries off just for a while, just to make sure that our water towers are refilling. You know what we could do? Since we're not using anybody here just yet, let's go ahead and split this grid. We'll turn that off. That doesn't need any of the extra resources, but it will help these grow up a little bit faster, so that's not a bad thing. We also do need to go ahead and start building some outdoor buildings for our metals. Let's go for the rare metals extractor. Okay, up to 4 people per shift. Base production is 7 per day. Let's go ahead and we'll put that, I don't know, as close as we can get to the dome. Avoid any dangers there. And then what else do we need? We can go... I don't think that there's too much else to worry about. No. But if we do have extra people, we could possibly build a polymer factory here as well. That would be another job that we could give people and start to make something there. Could also chuck in a small electronics factory. That also wouldn't be the worst idea. Make the most of these resources. So that's all well and good. Let's also make sure that that thing has power. That is obviously a necessity. And then what else do we need? We need... Well, the battery's not a necessity for here because, again, power cables can't get broken. I think we're doing fairly well. Yeah, so let's just double check in on our tech. We have education coming up next. And then I think we go for the high-rise apartments. We'll make that the next thing for us to go for. Yeah, just that way we can see how many colonists we could potentially be bringing in, and that would be rather nice to make sure that we can get as many bonuses out of this place as possible, as well as figuring out our household situations, because right now we have a couple of children. We'll need to get them educated. In fact, you know what? I think it's time to get rid of the gym. We're going to go ahead and break that down and put in the university. We're going to start needing some scientists as well as... we're going to need some scientists as well as medics and geologists and all of that sort of thing. So that is important. Let's see. Yeah, I thought we... Oh, no, it was already automatically scheduled. My bad. There's our Martian education. So that opens up. Colonists without the proper specializations suffer a lower work penalty, and license Martian funding for use back at Earth. Earn $500 million. Okay, and it's repeatable. Yes, just our money making if necessary. Well then, let's go, and what do we want to pick up? Drone hubs, again, could be nice. 3D printing could be... Oh, sorry. Machine parts. We don't need the big one right now. Extra power for our drones could be useful, but I don't think it's too bad. I think we go for the passenger rockets. If we're going to start looking at bringing more people in, it's probably ideal that we make sure that we can bring as many people in as few trips as possible. Just make it a little bit easier for us. Again, we've got the low G high rise. In fact, you know what? We're going to bring up the amplification. And then the passenger modules, then greenhouses and supportive. You know what? Change it around like that. That should be fairly good. And I think that's where we're going to have to end it for today. Yep, made some decent progress. We've even figured out that we can make up an extra dome, which I am really looking forward to. We just need to have enough water to be able to sustain a larger population. Otherwise, I think we're doing fairly well. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning into the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.